Oh yeah, let's go. Two fat Filipinos, two fat Filipinos talking in the house. We two fat Filipinos that you can't deny. Let's talk for a while, baby, give it a try. Listen in and check out what we have to say. Y'all know this, we just be doing this our way. Come chill with us tonight. Ain't got nothing else going on, that's right.
What is up, everyone? This is your boy, Crispy Papa, with,
Papa Bear.
and we are two Filipinos once again talking nonsense. This is the Crispy Papa Show. Welcome back to our show.
Yes, I'd
Dun,
like to
dun, dun,
correct you
dun.
there. It's not the Crispy Papa show, it's the Crispy Papa Bear show.
Crispy Papa
Okay.
Bear Show. One
You
day I will get that into.
officially removed part of my name.
I am
Okay.
gonna get that eventually.
All
What is
right.
up, Sniper?
For today, for our listeners, we have an exciting episode, or rather something that is a little bit would be we're still gonna be tackling the BPO world. However, we're gonna deviate from it a little bit today. So today's topic is having to keep yourself motivated while on the job. So there's
Okay.
a reason for this, okay, especially when a job becomes monotonous. All right. How do you keep motivated? Or how does one motivate himself or herself as they go through the regular pace of, fulfilling tasks at a job? Okay. Now, before we go on to the specifics of this job, we'd like to thank our official sponsors for today. Okay. For today, I'm actually sponsored by Farmers Harvesters Rice. All right, long grain rice. I just got my delivery today. So I got a new batch of rice. It's only 5 kilos. This will last me for about maybe 2 weeks since I'm trying to cut down. So thank you so much, farmers, for the rice. Obviously, I had to pay for it, but I'd really like to get some for free soon enough. Yeah, you got any sponsors for today?
I do have some sponsors today. First, I would like to shamelessly plug our other channel, Compendium Library. New episode is up every Saturday at 8 p.m. Philippine time. I would also like to thank again Vermark. If you know, you know. Another sponsor I have is I'd like to thank Hang Ten for allowing me to see clearer. Of course, I did pay for these bad boys almost 2 years ago. But Hang Ten, Executive Optical, you know,
All
hello.
right. Okay. So, before I get with some of the questions or the insights that I'd like to provide, I want you to think. I want us to maybe take a look back, with regard to how our grandparents or how our parents kept at their job, because I think uh, these modern times are a little bit different from the much simpler times back then when there wasn't a lot of technology and social media was a thing of the imagination. Well, not even a thing of the imagination. Why? Because here, my grandfather worked in a very popular company in the Philippines called Meralco. Okay, he was actually a foreman for over 40 years, and he held that job. Imagine having worked that job, being in a single company for 40 years. Okay, he was a carpenter, he was a man's man, and he was also bald like me. All right. He passed away in the mid 90s. I miss my grandfather so much. This is Almando Antazo. Okay. And I'm just saying that out right now. Okay, because if you know me, you know me. So being able to work at a job for that long a time, I can only imagine and I can only possibly give my opinion on what motivated my grandfather as opposed to what motivates other individuals. And I'll be asking questions about that. Okay. So I'll give my opinions first. So what would motivate a man to work for a company for that long? Obviously, okay. I think the biggest motivation is him being able to provide for his family, because he had like, I think he had 8 children, which includes my father. 8 or 9. Do I did I count that right? See? Okay. I know he had more than 7. Okay. I think it was either 8 or 9 children. So family is usually the biggest motivator for keeping a job. Okay. And it's not like I can only think about how he proceeded during all those years, but I digress. In these modern times, all right, as I think every listener here knows, me and my boy Chrissy Papa, okay, we have girlfriends. However, we do not have children, but we do have family. All right, so I'm going to ask you first on your experience, brother. All right. How do you keep motivated, and or what motivates you with regard to going about, keeping a job, or um, what motivates you to like be good at it or to keep moving forward in regard to your profession?
Well, in my case, you're correct. We do have families of our own, though we do not have children, or any child that I know of. That I know of.
You actually had to say it out loud, right?
I mean, you have a higher chance of having some bastard child than I do. But
Oh, come
regardless,
on. That's
come on,
fucked up.
come
No.
on. You
Hell
know,
no. Not
you
even, man.
know,
Not
you
even
know,
not even close. Not even close.
you know. But um, yeah, it's really just money. That's my main motivator. What I do is not my passion, so it's not a passion project. Because my passion is teaching young adults how to adult, right? uh, that's my specific passion, teaching and all that stuff. When I was younger, of course, I wanted to be a professional athlete, but I wasn't good enough. Uh, so apart from like your usual family, money, putting food on the table, Bill and Judith, uh, what motivates me other than that is personal growth, not just as a professional, but as a human being. Because as you know, when you go through the trials and tribulations of a job, you have growing pains and successes. In our line of work, we do have the additional benefit of unofficial recognition from our trainees. So I have that as motivation as well. Um, but yeah, other than that, I think that was it. But what will motivate me more is company loyalty. And this
Hmm.
is also, I think, the answer as to why our forefathers no longer, or our forefathers stayed in a company that, you know, that they did for a long period of time. Your grandfather stayed with Meralco for 40 years. My grandfather was a jeepney driver for, yeah, around maybe 40, 35, 40 years as well.
Wow.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, so he didn't stay in one operator only because operators die. So he shifted, but um but yeah, he stayed in that line of work, uh plying through the same little street, Monumento Pulo, if you know, you know,
Yeah.
for that long a time. And for a time, my father was also a driver, and a brother of my grandfather was also a driver. So and here's another thing. My aunt was a sewer since she was 16 years old, and she is turning 63 this year.
Oh, you mean a
So,
seamstress?
no, sewer, not a seamstress. That's my grandmother. And I'll talk about
Sewer.
sewer, high speed sewer, the one that makes t-shirts.
Oh, that. Okay. Is
Yeah,
that is
so
that is that is that an actual job description, like a
it
sewer?
is
I thought it was a seamstress or a tailor.
a seamstress and a tailor. Is different but similar. I'll
Okay.
tell. Let me school you, brother. So I know shit about dressmaking, clothes making. I don't even know how to stitch, which is funny because I came from a family of seamstress and sewers. So as I understand it, sewers are the people that create mass production of RTWs, ready to wear
Ah, okay.
clothes, right? So they have a pattern and they just do produce hundreds of these every day, right?
Yeah.
Seamstresses and tailors, from the word itself, tailors every clothes that you would ask them to do according to what your preference is. So it's not RTW. They literally measure every part of your body that's connected with this dress or this clothes that you're gonna ask, and that's what my grandmother did for
Ah, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Thank you so
50
much.
years. 50 years.
Continuing on. Go ahead.
So yeah, that's so my aunt has been that for almost 50 years. Although
Oh,
she jumped uh she was in a lot of companies. Blue Corner was one of them. And for the last 10 years we've been begging her to retire, but she does not retire. She will never retire. It's just not in her, just not in her genes to retire.
okay.
So there you go. But
So in your opinion, what do you think motivated your father, your grandfather, your aunt, you know, towards being in that very same profession for so long a time, even if it was with different companies?
I think they just don't know any better. They have no
Okay.
other skill. Like they know how to drive a jeepney. They know how to ply the streets. They know the ins and outs of a jeepney. And my grandmother and my aunt knows how to sew and tailor. Uh, but they don't know anything else.
Okay. So that to me is actually a little bit different from what motivates them. It's lack of other skills
Yeah.
or lack of anything else. They just do what they were good at, and
Yeah.
probably the only things they knew how to do, right?
Yeah. And my aunt now is different because she is in her 60s now. She doesn't have to. Uh,
She just wants to,
she just
because
wants to.
he's
Just everybody.
as humans are creatures of habit. They actually just keep doing the things that they love to do, or at least that gives them a little comfort, which is their work, right?
And
So do you think? So
another word.
Do you
Hold on.
think in itself? How about
Hold
this?
on.
Do you
Hold on.
think?
Hold
Okay,
on.
go
Hey,
ahead. Go ahead.
hold on. Let me finish the thought on my aunt. Another reason why she doesn't want to stop working is she doesn't just want to take care of her grandchildren.
Doesn't
Because
just.
yeah, I mean she doesn't mind taking care of her grandchildren, of course. However, she doesn't just want to do that. She wants to do something else that I guess she enjoys, and yeah, that's what gets her going. So we just let her do
Okay.
what she wants to do.
So you mean to tell me that? So I think in another way, as I was trying to point out, that sometimes work in itself, or the work itself, is motivation because it's something that you like to do. The fact that you like doing it motivates you, correct?
For
Okay.
sure, for sure.
That's a very interesting point. So listeners, if ever you have any topic with regard to motivation, please put them in the comments, okay, and we can possibly talk about it. Now, my next question, okay, that I'm posing to you, besides money, okay, um, because in terms of my motivation, it's totally different, and it may surprise you. All right. And but I'll answer that question later. But okay. So besides money, which is the primary your primary motivator, I'd like to talk about one of the I'd like to talk about maybe some of the small things that you find or that you experience that allows you to, you know what, I want to stick with this. Let's keep moving forward. Something that makes small things that make you happy and make you think about the fact that what you're doing, whatever work it is, whatever company it is, whatever you think of, whatever you do, those small things that make it all worthwhile. How about that?
I have
Small motivational things that make it all worthwhile.
I have a term for that actually. I call them non-monetary benefits
Okay.
and non-taxable benefits
Okay.
because everything, right? They can tax everything, right? So these are things that they can't tax. These are the things that won't give you any money. It's not gonna make you rich. But these are, um, I guess, ego driven. You
Okay.
know, and for me, that's recognition from a trainee. I mentioned this. I touched on this earlier. But I once, we all did, had trainees who we trained them, we nourished them in a way that they will be successful in their endeavor in the company. And in my case, my star trainee eventually replaced me when I left my company. Right?
Yeah, we talked about that
We
on our
we did.
on our episode. This the
We did.
trainees. Yeah.
Yes, we did. And I want to talk about, or I want to touch on something else. For a period of time, I'll say 2 months, I was a substitute teacher for a big uh, school in Malabon. Um, I'm not gonna name the school, of course, but yes, I was a substitute teacher because the teacher was on maternity leave. So this is 2019. So I was a teacher then. Uh, Grade 11, I think, was the class I was handling. So I was a an English instructor for 2 months for senior high students. And a couple of years later, I'll say 2022, yeah, before I migrated, before I moved to Laguna, um, these random groups of people approached me and said, Sir, I'll just say it in English. Sir, do you remember us? We were your homeroom students in this, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea who they are, but I recognize their faces. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember. How are you guys? So they literally just came from their graduation party. So they graduated like 2 or 3 days before. And of
Nice.
course, they are now graduates. So they're going to party, right? So they just came from their graduation party. And some of them are drunk. You have to understand this is like 10 o'clock in the
Yeah.
evening. So they come up to me and they said that some of the lessons that I imparted that are not part of the curriculum or something I'm not like paid to teach them help
Hmm.
them uh become better students. I have no idea who they are. Again, I forgot their names. I remember their faces. But whoever you guys are, for whatever reason you guys are listening to this, if you are now in the workforce or doing whatever you guys are doing, I hope you're doing great. I am very proud of you. That's from your.
All right.
I'm not gonna say sir my name, but this is from Circus with Papa. I'm very proud of you guys.
Yes.
Good job.
Obviously, yeah. That's actually a very good story. You also mentioned that in one of our other episodes, trainees. So, the same thing in terms of those small things, like those very small recognitions that you're being thanked by people you help, like your trainees. That also resonates with me. So, I'm actually also very proud of the people that I've trained, especially the ones that I mentioned during one of our other episodes, who have gone on to bigger and better things. They actually left me in the dust, and I'm quite all right with that. I'm quite all right with
Bro, I
that.
think that's a proud moment for trainers. Like,
Yeah,
if you get ahead of me anywhere, if
yeah.
you're now my boss, I would love that.
That would be that's actually akin to every single teacher in the entire world. They're teachers for a reason, and then you get somewhere bigger, brighter, better. Your future is a lot brighter, and you find out that you may have exceeded your teacher's expectations. I mean, that everything that's everything to be proud of right there. So I completely agree. Okay, now I'm gonna scale it back with regard to something that can be like monetarily measured. Okay, like here, obviously you get paid. Obviously, we get paid, or well, not me now, but you still do. Okay, because as of this recording, I'm still fucking unemployed. Okay, so let's say payday's coming along, and what are some of the things that you look forward to, like something that you want to buy that would get you motivated till like for like the month ahead, like you actually already set your mind up that as soon as you get paid because of this job, I'm gonna treat myself to something. Like, what would you get in order for you to be like mentally motivated again? Again, everything's about motivation. Something that you can purchase, setting aside everyone else, like your family, your a selfish desire, a selfish need for you to fulfill with how you see yourself as rewarding yourself with the hard work that you put in. Name something small that you want to get that motivates you.
I don't know if it's small, but definitely essential. I'd like to get a different or a better and working office chair.
Okay.
As you know, I'm a big motherfucker. And this chair that I'm using has been with me for 4 years. I have another one that's 2 years old. They're all broken, or almost 3 years old, but they're all fucking broken. Um, and I'm just sitting here, lollygagging because this thing has no legs or no wheels anymore. But yes, it's not small because the one that I'm looking at is around 10 grand.
Oh wow.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, but I need it
Scale.
because
Yeah, I know you need it, bro. Just here, I'm asking you to scale it back to something small, something that's not that expensive.
I have nothing. Because I don't have a lot of
Oh,
vices.
not
I mean,
now, maybe not now, but back then. I want you to think about back
ah,
then. Yeah,
well,
not now.
the another thing I'm thinking about is like my air conditioning unit. But again, all of my purchases are kind of big if you think about it. Um, but here, if I can get a better monitor, I'll do that.
Okay.
Uh, I guess a good monitor is still around 3 4 grand. I'm not looking for something like extra big. Oh, how about this? How about this? I would like to get a new computer table because my computer table is kind of small. And eventually, if I continue with the job that's looming, I'm gonna need like two monitors, and
Ah, of course.
I'd like to switch this monitor to that place over there, like right next to me. And I'm gonna need a computer table for that. So, like the computer I found in Lazada is like 1.7, so it's not
It's
that
not so
bad.
bad.
Yeah, I just don't have the freaking money to buy it. Like I'm on a very very tight budget, as you know, with all the money that was taken out of me because of my illness back in January, February. But yeah, it's a definitely a motivation. So
Okay.
there you go.
That's good. That's good. So we can see that Chrissy Papa's side is more of something that he needs or something that's essential. Okay, my side is something that I want and really, really selfish, and I really don't fucking need something that anybody else can just throw away, and that had something to do with my geekiness back then, which every payday, obviously, I'm gonna give most to my wife. Um, um, but I would always set aside some money. Well, obviously we have dates and everything, but for selfish reasons, I would set aside some money for me to buy either toys, action figures, rather, because if I say the word toys, then you might be thinking about something green and along the lines of um. Well, moving forward, okay, action figures, books, and or comic books, and those are my vices. Okay, before I started vaping. So essentially, the last time I purchased one was probably around last year. Okay, so but back then, some a toy would cost an action figure would cost between like maybe uh 400 to like as highest like 3,000 pesos. I mean, if I could get something that small and just play around with it, that gives me like super high. Okay,
Careful on how you use the word play around with it,
play
and
around,
it's with a
pose
toy.
it, pose the action figure, display the action figure.
There you go.
Okay,
There you go.
customize action figure because I was into customizing and or kit bashing action figures. I still do it when I have my when I have some when I have the motivation to do so, or if I really want to create something. Okay, so those are the things that I look forward to. The small things that I look forward to, like, oh, the next payday I'm gonna get some cash coming in, or like if I know I'm getting a bonus, wow, yeah, right. Okay, then I'm gonna be setting some of that aside, and that makes me look forward to the next payday. So in essence, I use that as motivation, like my very own selfish motivation, you know what, to look forward to something cool, something that I can physically hold, you know, and just keep me happy, even if it's just for a short while, because maybe like a couple of months down the line, I'd be bored with it and probably sell it or trade it, you know, which is something that can be done for a lot of material things. So yeah. Um. So
I have a
move.
question for you.
Oh, go ahead.
Uh, what is something that's like a reward from a company that you despise?
Well,
Because these rewards, recognitions
I was
are.
about to say that. I was about
You
to ask
were.
that question.
Go ahead.
However, it did not have the word despise in it. Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's a very good question. Something that you were recognized for that you did not like.
Yeah.
Something that I was recognized for that I did not like.
Yeah, like an employee of the month, or I don't know, highest seller of the quarter, or something like that.
Well, there was one. There was one scenario that I really did not like. And that was like probably one of the only things that I really didn't appreciate because at some point in my job, like I think it was a year before I left Sykes, I was talking to my supervisor. We have not that was like our first time talking in like several months. So essentially what was happening was he was not keeping his eye on me because I was actually doing a good job. Now in business and I'm not certain in business, but in the corporate world, uh, if you're doing a good job, nobody's gonna notice you. If you're doing a great or excellent job, then you get noticed. Okay, but and if you do something bad, oh, then you're gonna get noticed. But if you're like in the middle, nobody's gonna notice you. And for most of my tenure as as a manager supervisor, okay, I was doing a decent job. I was doing a good job. All right, and I'd be working my ass off. But because of my situation where I wasn't handling high profile accounts, okay, nobody really cared from the higher ups because everything was status quo. People are performing. I'm doing my job well. You know, the only thing that got me through it was the appreciation of my agents, which Chrissy Papa mentioned was one of the small non-monetary benefits, and that got me through it. However, because my supervisor did not even hasn't talked to me for a while, like didn't even do catch ups, he didn't even do one-on-ones because he was like really busy and he had probably a lot more important things to take care of. The only time when I would actually get to talk to him or get a one-on-one is if I asked for it, and it didn't mean like asking for it once or twice. It took me to asking him like 5 times before I got like an audience with him. You know, so I talked to him about my misgivings about how demotivated I am because you're not following up on me. I'm doing a good job. Okay, wouldn't even send me an email. When we had to talk, and then at the Christmas party, at the Christmas party, um, he gave me like a certificate of recognition or a certificate of appreciation, which is like similar to a participation trophy. Okay. I felt that it was his reaction to me talking to him finally, and I didn't want that. I hated it. I didn't want that because I felt that you're giving that to me either out of guilt or either or because you just want to put me in the spotlight for doing a good job when I didn't necessarily felt that I needed it. I mean, it included like a small amount of money. I took it, obviously, but the first thing that I did when I got home was I tore that certificate up because it pissed me the hell off. All right. So I don't I've never really gotten so many awards as a trainer because unlike product trainers, the training support or the English team back then was usually seen as like a team. So if somebody is doing great on the team, the entire team is recognized. And we were recognized for 5 straight years in a row during the company awarding ceremonies. We all stood on the stage, we all took a picture, and that was it. Best team, English team. Okay. There was like no best supervisor, best coach, or whatever like that. Okay. So, but yeah, that was the award that I despise. So I'm throwing that question back to you. Why don't you tell me about an award or recognition that you did not like?
Happily, I despise all of them. I hate every single award I have ever received in my corporate life because they don't mean anything. It's just
Okay.
it's just people saying, "Hey, good job," and that's it. Um, I don't want the recognition from upper management. I don't want them from. I don't even want them from my peers. I want the recognition from my trainees, and not just because you're a good trainer, you did this, you did that. I want the recognition of them moving up in their career. That is the recognition I want. I don't need a grand presentation like in a Christmas party. I don't need all of that. The money, if there's any,
Okay.
would be good, but any and every certificate I ever got, I ripped up. I ripped up. The latest one, I didn't rip up. It's literally just sitting in my um, closet, probably moldy. I don't give a fuck about it.
When did
And
you get it and what was it for?
most outstanding supervisor, I think. And the funny thing is, I was the only supervisor. I was both the best and the worst.
So there was
Right?
no competition, you mean? You were the best, the
Literally,
worst, and the only one.
exactly. Like the only supervisor that's I guess above me, or other supervisors that can be considered are those above me, and they don't do shit like that, right? And another one, y- in the call center slash BPO world, we have this recognition day
At least in one of your BPOs, I've never. I don't think we had a recognition day at all.
to go on aux, whatever aux that you guys are using, and then you're gonna stand in the front or in the middle, and then somebody's gonna say like, "Oh, most outstanding seller is this person! Yay! You get a certificate and a bunch of chips, junk food." I don't know if there's monetary things involved. I hate that.
Well,
I
I'm hoping you at
despise
least
that.
took the
Hold on,
junk
hold on,
food.
hold on. I did take the junk food because why not?
Food. Yeah, it's food.
There's I never had any monetary um gifts from it other than the commissions I get. But I especially hate that because number one, you're just pulling out somebody. You're just pulling out somebody to receive this fake title. And they're not even important enough to merit a full 15 minutes at least of like off the phones. You're literally going to be pulled off the phone 5 minutes before your name is called. If
Wow.
you have a call during this ceremony, then too bad, so sad. Here's your I don't know, a piece of paper, and just put the call on hold, and we're gonna take a picture, and that's it.
Doesn't that
Also,
go? doesn't that go against doesn't that go against what you were just saying?
What about?
Because if you because you said you hated those types of recognition, so
Mhm.
wouldn't it be better for you to just never have gone an aux? Just okay, just give me my certificate. Get the hell out of here. I hate this. Something like that.
That's the thing, bro. If you're not gonna give me a full 15 minutes, don't get me off the phones. You're
So
just
you
gonna
would
mess
have
up my
you would
rhythm.
have rather gotten the 15 minutes rather than the
For sure,
certificate.
for
Okay.
sure. I can go out and smoke in that 15 minutes better than this junk food that you're gonna give me that I can't even eat in the production floor because it's not allowed,
Okay.
right? I still have to wait till lunch break or my shift is over before I get to eat this piece of shit.
Okay.
So
You
if
were saying continue.
yeah, just eh, if they are that important, at least give them 15 minutes off the phones. Right? If they did such a good job, you can give them 15 minutes. But no, they're not going to give you that. They may give you like 5 minutes and then, oh, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Go and auto in. That's
Okay,
literally how
so
it goes.
transitioning from awards or recognitions that you despise, I was going to ask you about awards and recognitions that made you feel prouder, that made you feel happy. That's my question now. However, I think you're already giving me ammunition to say, or at least a prime deduction to state that what you would want as an award is an extra 15 minutes off the phone.
Yeah, I mean, that's better than any piece of paper or junk food that they're going to give me.
Okay.
Unless they're going to give me money. But that rarely happens, right?
Okay.
Uh,
So the question stands. I'm still asking it.
mm-hmm.
When was
What?
the time when you were recognized and you were given something,
Dude,
an award or a reward that you actually liked?
nothing. Never. I don't like any of them.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I
And I'm not
hate
talking
those
about
things.
I'm not talking about the company. I'm not talking about just the company. I'm talking about
Okay.
your peers, your trainees, an award that was given to you either by the corporation or an individual.
Nope. Nothing. Nothing that I like.
Okay.
Again,
That's fine.
the ones that I prefer, that I hold dear, near and dear to my heart, are my trainees, former trainees, stepping up in the world. That's the best
Okay.
reward I can ask for.
Well, I'd be a hypocrite if I said the same thing. However, I'm not. So I'm going to answer that question. I have not received recognition on being the best coach or the best trainer. Okay, I've never been given recognition as the best upseller or whatever because and even though I was like one of the best when it came to customer service, they never really had awards for that. So essentially, I did get some recognition that I liked. Okay, I'll give you two examples. The first one was when I was working for, I can say it, Sony. There was an account in Sykes that had Sony, and I was tasked to train like supplemental training for some of their agents, and they liked it. They gave very good feedback, and the manager actually gave me a pair of really high quality Sony headphones, and those are really expensive out in the mall. And this was one of the few times when I was actually given like something like that. It was actually probably the only time. And they were actually pink, but dark pink. They look cute, and I tried them. I used them. It was very nice. In the end, I ended up giving those headphones to my wife because she loved them more than I did. Okay, and the second was not exactly an award, not exactly a recognition, but a reward. When I was training an account in Shaw Boulevard, it was the account's first training that they've had ever since they went on production. They never had a trainer. They just shadowed their the more veteran agents. And when they had their first training, which was supplemental training with me, they liked it so much. They said that they were motivated and that I was making and the team leader actually said that I was making waves, even though it wasn't like a big impact on like because it was just a small account. Okay, after the training was over, it was a 2-day training. They gave me a cake. and that was like, and that cake made my entire year. I'm still thinking about it right now. And it was just a simple cake, bro. It was a round cake. I mean, I loved it so much. I appreciated so much that I was overwhelmed, and I thanked them, and I didn't even wait till my lunch break. I just took it in the production floor because I'm allowed to, because I'm a supervisor. Found an empty cubicle, at the back, and I ate that cake all by myself. You know, I was so happy. I was so very satisfied. That was probably one of the only times when I also took a picture of food, and I never do that. So yeah, very
I
small. It's
yeah,
not from the corporate, not from the company,
yeah,
but it's
yeah,
from the
yeah,
people that you care about.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know?
It's a token of appreciation, and I like that, especially if it's not corporate like that. If
Yeah.
it's came from people's pockets, you appreciate more. But here's the thing: uh, things that motivates us doesn't exclusively have to be monetary. Sometimes those, or most of the, or all the time, in my case, I hate anything monetary, even if it's like money, unless it's like life changing money. I don't really enjoy it because it's like there's a budget for it, right? And as you know, I don't know if you know, but I do know that some people in the upper management pockets some, if not all, of that money, just like some, if not all, politicians do. Uh, to me, it just cheapens the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm a purist in that sense. Like I don't I don't like I don't like being awarded when there's an expectation of being awarded, if that makes sense. And that instead of being motivated, I get demotivated by it. I do
Okay.
my best not to be recognized. Uh, if you're gonna recognize me by giving me commissions from my sales or from my converts, um, I'd be glad to have it. But that motivates me, yeah. But if it's like an award for like best in whatever, I'd rather not have it. Just give me an additional 15-minute break so I can smoke, and I'll be more
Yeah, there
happy.
you go.
I'll be
So
happy.
there you go, listeners. He wants either time or life-changing money.
Yeah,
Time. Okay, obviously we can't get,
you can't buy time,
you can't buy time,
right?
no amount of money ever bought 1 second of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what uh that's what Howard Stark said to Tony Stark. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, oh,
Um
Iron Man. Okay, shit.
yeah, Iron Man from Avengers Endgame. So yes, thank you so much. Now moving forward, I'd like to talk about something that you and I have never experienced. Okay, and this is something that I can't personally relate, but I've seen people do. All right. The prime motivator for the prime motivator for people to work, stick with a job even though they do not like it. Okay, and I think this is something that we can both agree on is children. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Would you be able to tell me, like, I mean, I know you know a lot of people. I know you've trained a lot of people. Would you be able to would you be able to tell me about an individual, male or female, who stuck with the job, um and maybe who just took a job just because they wanted to provide for their kids? It could be a single mom, it could be a household, and it has everything to do with their children.
Dude, I can tell you like a little thousand stories about that.
Just give me one,
Um,
man, just one.
yeah,
One of the most profound.
yeah. My mom.
Okay, there
Uh,
you go.
my mom took a job as a staff for a construction company, like hardware store, right? So, back in the late 2000s, or sorry, late 90s, early 2000s, my mom was stuck either helping my grandmother with her seamstress tailor business operations, um, but she's not getting a lot of money from that. And
Okay.
obviously, we gotta eat. There's a lot of us in the house. Um,
and there are big people in the house,
I wasn't that big then. I was like 11 years old, but I was already like 5'5" by that
and
time.
that's not
Whatever.
big. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, she had to take this job from an abusive boss, and she works 7 days a week, 12 to 16 hours a day for below minimum wage.
Okay.
I know there's a lot of people that can relate to this. Maybe not yourselves, maybe people, somebody somebody related to you. But this is my story, and that's one of the stories that I remember uh, having an effect on me. It's also part of, I guess, my motivation to at least do something that I actually like. It may not
Okay.
be my passion, like I'm gonna do it for free, passion, but at least I like it. Like right now, although I'm not like 100% training anymore, since the company I'm working for has a different phase of projects. Um, it it's
It.
it's difficult, like
Okay.
switching from, as you know, training to something that I'm doing now, and not having enough pull to force everyone to do what you need them to do,
Mm,
because I'm managing projects. I have projects in my plate as of this moment that are not moving because some people are not doing what they're supposed to do. So what do? You chase them. I don't know if they like being chased,
okay.
but I chase them, and sometimes I catch up to them. Most of the times I don't. I had to seek intervention from their managers, from their directors, and I'm gonna have an intervention probably this Friday. I need to reach out to somebody like, hey, do this shit, because if we don't do it, it's already April. We have another rollout in May. You're still not done with your February stuff. I mean,
Okay.
bro, what the hell do you want me to do? But yes, it's a difficult transition. So my main point is, my mom ended up doing what she didn't like for a few years, maybe close to a decade actually. But it helped me personally to find a job that I actually like, and
Okay.
I have been fortunate enough uh, to find jobs that I somewhat enjoy, like like from the very start, finance, stock market, and all that thing. The only thing I really didn't like is like the customer or the technical support job I did
Okay.
for a printer company. But
I
yeah,
think I think we're going a little bit off tangent here. Okay.
we
Because
usually
I wanted you to actually focus more on your mom and having to take care
I'm
of you
focusing on
guys. All
yeah,
right.
and now I'm focusing on myself.
Yes, I
Great
know.
job.
How very selfish of you.
Oh, of
Okay.
course.
But then again, you are, and I am too. All right. So nothing wrong with that. How about this? Maybe you can enlighten me in regard to how you like if you were in your mom's position, do you think you would have done the same thing? Like,
100%.
yeah, there you go. If it was your kids on the line, right?
Bro,
Okay.
do you remember the fat back, or the fat breaker that you asked me what I would do? Remember I said I would blow somebody
Yes.
for
No.
money?
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah,
No. 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 I'm not good.
yeah,
I'm not thinking about that. No.
yeah,
No. No.
yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah.
not talking about that anymore.
Bro,
No.
my
No. No.
fat
No. No.
my
Oh God
fat
damn it.
breaker, my fat breaker today is
I
gonna
just said I
be
remember. Let's stick to let's not go back. Okay. No. 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 Okay. Yet. Okay. So thank you.
Nieta.
I really didn't need to, think about that anymore. Okay. So, um, the reason why I'm asking is because, in my experience, obviously, I do not have kids. However, I will tell you this. I've interviewed a lot of agents, even before, interviewed a lot of applicants before they, get into the company. I've done a lot of interviews. Okay, and I will tell you this. I would say approximately or 7 or 8 out of 10 women that have applied in the call center industry, or at least in my call center back then, 7 or 8 out of 10 women are single mothers. Okay. And when asked, what is your motivation to get up, or like the same thing that I was asking you a while ago, what's your motivation to go to work? What motivates you? They would immediately say, my kid or my children. All right. And then they would tell me why they were single moms. Okay. And this is a testament to all those single moms out there, because I am a firm believer in the fact that single moms, okay, some, not all, are some of the strongest people ever. And why do I say that?
100% agree.
Yes. Why do I say that? Because, well, it's their motherly duty to nurture and take care of their kids with their deadbeat dad not around or just left, doesn't care about his kids. Who's left? Okay, the mother, right? And it just goes to show how big a sacrifice it is to see their mother not only taking care of them at home, but providing for them in more ways than one. Why do I say this? Because my last three serious relationships, since the one I had with my ex-wife back then, have all been single moms. All right. And I've seen their struggle. I've heard them talk about their kids. All right. And it's just, it's always inspiring to listen to those stories about how they overcame certain barriers. And it had everything to do with them being so selfless. Okay. They're so selfless that they're thinking about their kids. And I'm not going to disparage the things that they had to do, because bringing back your stupid fat breaker remembrance, all right? And I'm not saying this, I'm not just saying this, but I know for a fact that because I've tried dating apps in the past, that's actually how I met some of my ex loves. All right. I've chatted with a lot of women. This is actually, I think, more of a revelation for me now. I'm like putting myself out there. All right. I've actually seen a lot of, well, not seen, but chatted with a lot of single moms, talking about struggles with their kids, their baby daddies not being in the picture, etc. All right. And I hear stories and it always touches me. All right. But I've never simped. Okay, and you can go ahead and judge me on this, brother. All right. Um, but the darker side of that part, or at least that phase in my life when I used to do dating apps, is that they will ask for money, and then I will be taken aback with what they offered in exchange. I think you know what I am talking about. Would you like to expound?
Sadly, I do know. However, I don't have a lot of experience dating single mothers. However, my mom was a single mother until the day she passed in 2013. So I do know that single mothers will do anything and everything for their kids. That's the only contribution I can add. So I don't have a lot of
Okay.
experience there. I
Well, yeah.
apologize.
I'm uh I'm actually asking for your opinion on this matter, but I think we can put that to rest. All right?
Because it is what it is, right? They have their situation with their baby daddies. It may be more than one, but in the end, they are single mothers. They are struggling, and they are working in the industry that we are working in to survive. So it doesn't make them different than any other applicants, in my opinion. Because just like you, I have interviewed
Mm-hmm.
a lot of single mothers, single fathers, even that you know their main and most of the time only motivation is their children. So your situation in like the corporate world is the same in my experience in the corporate world. In the personal life, that's where we differ, and I don't really have like a strong opinion on any of that because I'm not qualified to. I apologize for my dogs barking.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At least we're clear on some of those things because one of the things that broke my heart a lot was when I'm interviewing a single mom, and I know that after the first question, this person's not gonna get in. That breaks my heart because when they go through with the interview, they say that I didn't have a lot of opportunities. I'm hoping this opportunity will get me to provide a better life for my kids. And I'm sorry, I cannot provide you with that opportunity because you just do not make the cut. That's a very heartbreaking scenario. Okay. So,
And it happens,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it
It
does.
happens. And if you're not qualified for the job, I'm not gonna hire you. And that's actually part of my fat back, but later.
Okay. Very good. Well, I'm actually inclined to take this opportunity to already ask a fatback question. All right. A fatback scenario, rather. Okay. Which is, as you people know, fatback is just our term for throwback. We're going to relive some memories. Okay. Um, and it has everything to do with motivation for working as well. All right.
For
So
sure.
I'm gonna so this scenario is just again just about motivation. Um, can you tell me about a time when you were working in whatever job that you had back then, that you were so down, okay, that you were so down, and what motivated you to push through at that single moment? Like let's say at a single day that you were really really fucked up, or a week that you were not, we're not feeling it. Okay, what motivated you to get through that? All right. Was it promise of money or whatever? Just go ahead. Like
I
your
think
personal insight.
I talked to you about this. This happened back in mid-January. So
Okay.
I have a training that I'm supposed to be doing that day, and I had anxiety, like really bad anxiety, to the point where I was almost shaking, uh, and I didn't want to do the training because I'm not prepared for the training. Um, the training was for something I have never trained before, and I
Okay.
was given 2 days to deliver the training because these are non-Philippine based um, audience, and they do need this training immediately because
Okay.
the system is gonna be rolled out to them in like 5 days or a week after I deliver this training. So I was not ready at all. So what I did instead of training, and uh, as you guys know, and as you know, bro, apart from training, I am doing other things. Um, and I just didn't have time to prepare for it. I have other
Okay.
deadlines that that are more important at that point in time. And this is also when I was at my worst physically because of the issues with my hip. So not only do I have to deal with the pressure of, in my profession, the pressure of not being able to deliver the training properly, but I'm also in a level 8 pain
Okay.
constantly. So I was having severe anxiety, and I just decided to just instead of doing the training, we explore. So I, I I do know what I need to study, and from that study or from that information, I was able to guide them. We walked through the system together. I don't usually do that because I feel like that's cheating because I didn't do my due diligence, and I really didn't because I literally didn't have time. So what I did was we explored the um, the system together, and if they have any questions, I have the cheat sheet for the answer, and that's the cheapest form of training I have ever done in my life. I felt so demotivated because of what I had to resort to, but I had to do what I had to do because they
Okay.
have to learn the system. And yeah, that's
All
basically
right.
what I fucking did.
Very good.
Terrible.
Okay. So you just explored. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will answer this scenario too. My fatback scenario where I was I was having a bad week, or I was having a bad day. I was actually having a bad week. What motivated me? This is gonna sound extremely this might sound a little bit unethical. All right. However, I'd just like to point out that I'm sharing this because I'm willing to put myself out there. Okay. So I was having a bad week at work. It was a really, really bad week. All right. Um, and this was back in Sykes. I'm not sure if it was like 2009 or 2010. I was already a married man. Okay. I was having a bad week at work and a bad week at home because my wife and I were fighting about something stupid. Okay. So it was really bad. What I did was I just took a deep breath and I said, I'm gonna take my lunch early. Okay. And instead of going straight to lunch, I went straight over to a bay where there was a team of agents there, and I knew for a fact that uh, they were not taking calls because they were on some sort of break. I think it was like I think they were having a team meeting, and I looked at my crush, and she was actually a very she was actually a very interesting individual. We're still friends now. Okay, no, nothing ever happened. I just thought that she was pretty, and I thought she was very insightful because she was one of those people who I had a hand in training, short training. But when we conversed, I was like, wow, this this girl can keep up with me. I mean, she has a very insightful mind. She ended up becoming a QA like maybe a month or two after that. But I went to that team meeting. I listened to the team leader, and the team leader actually said, "Hey Bear, you want to join in?" I just said, "Yeah, sure. I want to observe." And I stood next to my crush, you know, and she said hi, and that was it. Okay. I don't know if you would consider that cheating or whatnot. I mean, I found her attractive, but
Let us
not
know
only
in
her
the chat.
looks.
Let us know in the
Okay,
chat,
yeah. Let
guys.
us know in the chat if you let us know in the comments if that's a form of cheating. If I actually motivated myself by just looking at my crush or just talking to my
Damn,
crush.
I have never
Okay,
thought about that.
what do you think? I'm asking you, what do you think? Is that a form of is that would that be considered a form of infidelity if I just talk to my crush or looked at my crush to maybe brighten my day up a little bit? What do you think?
In this scenario, it's all about intent. Was your intent to talk to this person because she's pretty? Was your intent to talk to this person just to liven up your day? And how often does it happen?
I There was no intent to talk to this person because my expectation was she's going to be taking a call. My intent was to just walk past her cubicle, just give her a wave, and then just walk away. That was it. Okay.
Then
I sort of like just wanted to see her because she was like by then we were already friends and not just acquaintances. Okay. But being a friend, being a faithful husband, I never got her phone number. I never asked for it. We never texted. We just talked at work. Okay. If our lunch breaks coincided, we would talk for like 10, 15 minutes at most. Okay. And if her team leader asks me to consult, I would go there. She never needed coaching from me because she was an excellent agent. Okay. But we would just talk. That's it. What do
I
you
would
think?
say no. I would say no because um, your intent was to talk to a friend,
Or just
right?
to see a
Or
friend, maybe.
see a friend, or talk to somebody, and not necessarily her, maybe. But let us know, guys, in the comment section. What do you think?
Is that a form of infidelity?
Is
Okay.
that a form of infidelity? In my opinion, no, because the intent was not there. I have also gone to like people's offices just to see a friendly face. Uh, Sometimes get my ass kicked verbally because I'm slacking or refusing to do something, or I don't really want to do this and blah blah blah. So it's just like a slap in the face sometimes. That's my motivation at times like that,
Okay.
right? But here's my fat back to you, bro.
No, no, no.
Uh,
No, the fat back is oh yeah, actually go ahead. Why
yeah,
not? Why not? Yeah.
right, right.
Yeah, right. I
So
forgot.
I have a fat back for you. Have you ever been rejected by a company so bad that you lost motivation, even for like a few days? Um, yeah, because as I know, you have been applying a lot, and of course, rejections are part of applications, especially nowadays, especially in your situation. But have you been rejected so bad that you just felt like, ah, shit, I'm just not good anymore? It doesn't have to be like a for a trainer post. Could be just like uh, an entry level post that you still got shot down.
Well, I've been shot down from the backer of cyber. Fuck you guys. Um, but to answer your question specifically, uh, I have been rejected by certain companies even last year, but I will tell you this: I have never felt I've never felt dejected when I was rejected. Meaning to say, they rejected me, I'll move on. I have never felt crushed. I've never felt really down because they did not accept me. And it's not just the recent my because of my recent troubles with regard to my employment. It is my entire career. I have never been crushed because a company rejected me. No, that's never happened. And that's me
Awesome.
being totally honest. How about you?
Uh, I have been lucky, or I was lucky for a very long time. I have never been rejected by any company that I applied to for an entry level position until I put in my resume that I was, promoted already. So most of the or all of the entry level position I applied now are freelance home based jobs that I can do alongside my main job, and that's probably why I'm rejected
That's
and
why.
stuff. Yeah, but there was one rejection. It happened this year actually.
Okay.
That I was so
Oh,
down.
I think you told me about that.
Yes, yes. So let me tell the story to the audience, but of course, keeping some details between me and you. But yeah, there's this company that was hiring for a training manager. I checked all the box of what they are looking for, um, and I got all the way to the final interview. Um, I was not selected, uh, and I feel like I was not given like the proper chance to really show off what I can do for the company in the final
Okay.
interview. Simply because the interviewer was in a hurry. Like the
Oh.
the interview was 5 p.m. The dude arrived at 5:15, and the interview is up until 5:30. A dude left 5:25.
Yeah,
So
I can tell how that may how I can tell how that may, be very
yeah, because
yeah, it's unfair.
everything that they're looking for, I have in spades.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, and what really demotivated me was the interview was so short. I have never had an interview like 15 minutes long, especially a final interview. And
Okay.
the interviewer keeps interrupting uh, my rhythm, asking me a different question that has absolutely nothing to do with the question that he just asked. So
Okay.
I felt like it didn't. I didn't get a chance to fully show what I can actually do. That felt demotivating because every conversation I had up to that point was awesome, excellent. The feedback was great, not just good, but great. I was also told that I have the best chance to make it through simply because I just check all the box. And
Okay.
I felt like the interviewer who was foreign, I don't know. We just didn't vibe from the start, I guess. Um, but that's okay. Because of that rejection, I was down, as you know.
Okay.
I think there was like a couple a couple of weeks that we didn't do any recordings or whatever. That was right before we decided to launch the channel, right? So um, it really demotivated me to a point that I just didn't want to talk with anyone. I just did my job uh, in my current company still. But yeah, that was a kick in the balls and a reality check that even if you met all the criteria, check all the boxes, man, if something awry or something goes awry, you're just fucked. And
Okay.
that motivated me to not only be better, but um, be more aware of other factors coming into play other than just your skills, qualifications, and all of your previous interviews.
Okay.
I was bitter, but I'm okay now, especially if, you know, my sponsor get their heads out of their asses. So, what's up?
All right. Well, thank you for the response. It's most appreciated. At this point, I'd like to take us to the burning fat breaker question for the day. All
You
right.
don't want this smoke, bro. You don't want this smoke.
Ah. Okay. Let's put it this way. Even if I don't want it, I'm still gonna get it. All right.
Yeah,
It's
you
part
are
of our
gonna get it.
regularly scheduled programming
You
now.
are gonna get it. You
Okay.
go
So
first, because mine is fucked
yes,
up.
I'm gonna go first because this is my segment. All right. So the fat breaker question for today is very simple. All right. And it's would you rather? And you have to explain why. Okay. Would you
Mine is
rather?
also a would you rather, but go ahead.
Okay. Would you rather? Would you rather be receiving, let's say, $10 million a year for the rest of your life, or would you rather be given the ability to read people's minds, and why?
I'd rather get the money because I don't give a shit what's in other people's minds. I really don't
Okay.
care. They can be, you know, plotting to kill somebody. I wouldn't care. Not my problem, not my business. I'm gonna say the fuck out of that. If you give me the money, then I don't have to work. I'll just stay in bed uh, the whole day, play with my dogs, get more snakes, and be happy until the day I die. I'm probably still gonna do this shit because it's fun, but that's very easy, bro. That is insanely easy. Are you fucking kidding me? How
Okay.
about you?
That's good enough. I would rather be given the ability to read people's minds. You know why?
Why?
Okay. There are several reasons why, but the first reason is I would like to be able to do the one thing that all women expect, especially boss babes or 304s. Okay, especially like presently when women actually expect you to be mind readers. All right, and I'm doing this for the sake of just one woman, which is my current girlfriend. Okay, I'd really want to be able to read her mind, to know her thoughts, therefore I can use things to my advantage. Like, okay, what is she feeling today? Right? If she doesn't want to tell me because she doesn't want to burden me with that, I'll find out. Then I'll probably do something to cheer her up. Like, what is she thinking? Like, oh my gosh, I really hope I really want to eat this sort of food. I can suggest that. Okay, and there we go. Okay, I'll be able to at least cheer her up with
Man,
just one a little read of the mind with regard to what food. Okay. And if I'm able to read people's minds, well, then I think it'll be a lot easier for me to get a job during an interview. Okay. Or I could be a ruthless asshole and use what I know, or at least what I can determine from other people's thoughts about the shady business practices that they're doing, and possibly snitch on them for a reward.
blackmail.
Yeah,
Blackmail.
that would probably be the worst case. I mean, I can't really prove anything. I can't really threaten anybody, but if I was to become a villain, that would be the first thing that I would do. I would use it against well, I don't want to say evil people, but people I don't like. Okay, I would use that to my advantage. Okay,
Man, my
I'm not looking too much of a monetary stuff here, but let's put it this way, dude. If I can read people's minds, all right, I can determine what their OTP is, what their account number is. I can determine a lot of those things. I can determine how to freaking hack okay certain bank accounts. And if I was a little shadier than most people, I can just live off of that. You know?
yeah,
So
and your answers are acceptable except the first one because again, why you simping?
I'm
Hold
not.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Okay,
hold
fine.
on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Why you simping? If your partner doesn't know how to communicate and doesn't want to communicate, be an adult about it and communicate and talk. Like, bro, you simping. Another one. Another one. Um, why, why, why? Shit. I'm probably gonna get canceled for this, and it's okay because with our April Fool's episode, we're probably gonna get canceled anyway. But why the fuck are you staying in with somebody that is unwilling to talk, unwilling to communicate, and expects you to read minds? Like we're not teenagers or early 20s to just expect somebody to read your mind. This is not social media. The shit that you see in social media is fake. Like you deserve what you tolerate, and if you're doing that, then more power to you, but you deserve what you tolerate.
Thank you very much for that diatribe. But first of all, you seem to be on a plane where you're thinking that I'm simping. In a sense, you might be right. However, I think you're missing the point. The point is, I've already been in a scenario where I simped for somebody who was not totally worth it in the end.
I know.
Okay, what I'm what I'm saying is I'm not using it to simp. Okay, but I'm using it, but being able to read people's minds, I'm going to use it to my advantage towards my current partner, whom I care about deeply and love. All right, and I want to improve our relationship. All right. Let me put it this way. If I know for a fact that she's going to plan devious things or if she's thinking about something else, dude, I will end the relationship right there.
Oh,
Okay,
I know. I know. You learned your lesson.
I will use it to my benefit because I am not simping. Okay, you're immediately thinking of me simping again. No. Okay, if I can read her mind, I will use it to improve our relationship, but at the same time that I can actually guard myself towards having to become a simp over and over again because if I know what's happening, that stuff that she's not telling me, her deepest darkest secrets that I can extract like legilimency, okay, as you know, Harry Potter, all right? That if I can do that, all right, well then it'll save me a lot of time and money and effort.
I
Okay.
understand. I understand. I like your partner. She's a terrific woman, wonderful human being. The only thing I'm saying is you don't need to read minds to communicate, and
I don't. Yes,
the
exactly.
key is to communicate. And
Exactly.
if they can't intimate their thoughts and their wants, then talk to them.
I know I don't have to read my partner's mind, but it'll be like the cherry on top of the relationship.
There you go.
Okay.
If you're just looking for a cherry on top and not the main course, then I guess that's okay.
The cherry on top. And then everything else, whatever devious
But
plans that I might have to gain monetary benefits.
but
That's most likely a plus.
the my point earlier still remains. If you're not this doesn't like 100% targets you, but if you're not in a relationship that's somebody that can communicate and is toyo in,
Why would I be in a relationship, right?
yeah,
Dude,
that's toxic.
the last girlfriend that I had, okay, was toxic. That I broke it
I
off without
know,
thinking twice.
I
Okay, I
know.
told you. All
Yeah,
right.
and
So there.
I supported you in that. and it was a great decision, especially that she's not in the picture anymore. You met your current partner, so that's awesome. And just in my opinion, talking is best.
That's true. Okay, well then I'd like to go ahead and move on to the part where you roast me with your fat breaker,
Man,
please.
I feel so bad because my fat breaker is not is several universes away from your fat breaker. I feel
That
so
that
bad.
doesn't matter. Don't care. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you a scenario.
Okay.
Your girlfriend and your mom switch bodies.
And your point?
You have to fuck one of them to reverse the situation. Who you choosing?
I'm trying to keep my composure.
I
So
know.
if my girlfriend and my mom switch bodies,
Yeah.
and in order for to put them back, I will have to have sex with one of them.
Yep. You have to nut in them.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm stopping myself from laughing, which should show you how composed I am.
Congratulations, brother.
That is a very interesting question. In order
I
to
think it's very
switch them,
crass.
in order to switch them back, I would have to violate one of them.
No, not violate. You just have to, have sex with them and nut in them. No violation.
Well, yeah, okay. All right. Well then, uh,
You can tell me to
oh,
fuck off. You
holy
can call
crap.
me a motherfucker. You cannot do all that. I think I deserve that, especially in this uh scenario. I asked such a crass question, but I don't really
You're a
regret it.
Freaky Friday motherfucker, you fucker.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually that's actually the motivation. Freaky Friday Part 2.
Okay. I think I'm taking too long.
Yes, you are. What the
Would you like
fuck?
to answer this first, or do you
Hell
really want
no,
me to wait for it?
no. I want you to stew in your decision, and I want you to feel the pressure because you're taking too long. I'm trying to stall for time
Okay, yes, I have made my decision.
and explain why.
Okay, my decision is something horrible has happened. Something horrible happened. Okay, let's just say it's a form of magic. It's a form of
Yeah, Freaky
divine.
Friday. Freaky
It's
Friday.
a sort of divine
Whatever.
message sent by the universe. Okay,
Mhm.
I will choose the coward's way out, and I will take a gun. I will shoot myself.
Bro, that's
No,
not part of the choices.
well,
You're taking the mi-
fuck your choices. I just told you I'm going to take the coward's way out, shoot myself. No, I'm not about to
That's
have sex
boring.
with my mother. I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not about to have sex with my mother. That's it. Whether or not she's in another body. Okay. If I was to touch her body in such a way that I would violate it, even though her mind is my, and even though it's my girlfriend's mind, no, it's still violating her. And if I do the same with my girlfriend, it's a lose lose scenario.
It is.
Okay, it's a lose lose scenario. So why don't I just lose everything? Okay, by shooting myself. No, I am taking the coward's way out. Fuck you, motherfucker. I just lost my composure.
I can see I can see the walls cracking. I can see your facade breaking.
It's a lose lose
10
situation. No, I no,
seconds
I no, I
in.
no, I no. I'm shooting myself. No fucking way. Okay, and in that manner, okay, they can live their lives out in either one in each other's bodies. Okay, they can be best friends or whatever. But no. No. Okay, because if I'm dead, I will not have to worry about that. Okay, they
Uh,
may curse me. They may curse me in the afterlife, but what the fuck? I'm not. No.
well, if you didn't answer that question, I'm not answering that question.
I just answered that question.
Well, I'm also gonna shoot them. Oh, well, instead of shooting myself, I'm gonna shoot both of them because my mom is already dead. So
Okay,
You know, whatever.
so I
And
choose to commit suicide. You choose to commit murder.
yeah, because I'm an
Okay,
asshole.
okay, fuck you.
I know. And ladies and gentlemen, you have seen Papa Bear lose his composure once again because of the shit I come up with. Bro, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have so much more of the same things. So be prepared. You
With
want a
that, I
fat
would like
breaker?
to
You want a
with
fat breaker? You're gonna get a fat breaker.
with that, I would like to abruptly end this convo. Okay, and I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And I am going to wash my brain with some soju. I think I still have a bottle left. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the Crispy Papa Bear Show. Two fat Filipinos talking the shit. You asshole. All right.
Talk
I am
about
Papa Bear.
motivation.
This is Crispy Papa. We just talked about motivation, and right now I just got the motivation to get drunk. Have a nice day.
You said here's my motivation. You once told me that my fat
Would you
breaker is
mind turning off the fucking recording? You want to take this outside the freaking podcast? No.
thank you everyone.
Have a wonderful day.
We'll see
I
you
know I
soon.
will. I know I will not.
Fat Filipinos in the know. Two fat Filipinos all night. Two fat Filipinos, let's flow.